In this video, we're going to learn how to insert a distribution into a model. Let's begin with the ounces of coffee consumed in a day. This is something that's variable. There are three basic ways to enter a distribution with that risk. The first and the simplest is to define distributions. When you go up here to the model cluster, click on Define Distributions, and you will get a palette of distributions that appears here. We're looking for a normal distribution. I begin by clicking on the All tab here so we can see every distribution that's available to us. They're alphabetically arranged, so I'm going to scroll on down here. I'm going to pick out the normal distribution, double click on it, and we're going to take a moment here to examine what's before us. Let's begin with the name of this distribution. What you see here is ounces of coffee consumed in a day / define distribution. What @risk does is it looks to the left of the cell for text, and then it looks above the cell for text. In this case, it found text in both places, and it separates them with a slash. If we didn't have text there, @risk would continue the search following its own internal search algorithm. So if you don't like the values that are showing up here, you can just type in whatever name you would like for this particular cell. Here we have the cell formula, and we're going to use that in just a moment for direct entry. Let's come on down here to the left. This identifies the name of the function, it's the normal, the parameters, and its standard. There are pull downs here so that if you want to look at different distributions, you can change these values here. That'll come later. Parameters are mu and sigma. Mu is the mean, sigma is the standard deviation. These are standard parameters. Standard basically means they're numbers. The 0 is the mean, 10 is the standard deviation, and these are just default values used by Excel to show you the distribution that's here. These are not the values that we want. I looked at a website, found that the average coffee consumption was 24 ounces per day with a standard deviation of 4. When I typed those in, this number line changed here. This is what I want, however, and I'm going to click OK, and that is one way to enter a distribution using the defined distributions. I'm going to put the same distribution in here. I'm going to use the insert function. This is the function that Excel has. When it opens up, you see you don't get the name normal here. You need to know something more about your distribution. Commonly used distributions are identified here, and the normal distribution is one of the commonly named. If I didn't know that if it was not among the common set, I would have to know that it's a continuous random variable. So I get in here, and once again I would do my little search for the normal distribution, find it here, click, and here is the function argument that is built into Excel. I have a mean of 24, and notice the mean is down here, is identified down here. I have a standard deviation of 4, and I click OK. Now you might wonder why, if I have the same distribution in, it has two different values, and that is because a Monte Carlo process randomly picks a number from our number line. Here we just use the insert function. I'm going to use the define distribution to open it. Notice this number 23.4. If we come down here, 23.4 is somewhere about there maybe on the number line that's been chosen, and in this distribution over here another number has been chosen. So every cell that has a distribution has a Monte Carlo process turned on will yield a different value. Here I will turn the Monte Carlo process off, and both assume their mean of 24. When I turn it on, they assume different values. When I hit F9, they sample separately and present their own values. The second way to enter a distribution is using the insert function. The third way is direct entry. Once you get familiar with the syntax, you'll just type the numbers in directly. This is the way I usually prefer. And once again, you get a third and a different value. So what we've done in this video is we've taken a look at 3 different ways to get a distribution into your model. You can do it using the define distribution icon. You can use the insert function capability of Excel, or you can type it directly.